Eden, it's so nice to see you. Thank you for agreeing and to sitting with us in this space called NOSOTROS.LIFE and saying yes to this mini dialogue today here with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for even having me. I am honored that you guys even reached out to talk to me about this issue, and like that I also just get to see you. You've always been such a great supporter and a friend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have warm sentiment and experience. You invited me not long ago. I was able to bring my kiddos over to this event where you are providing such a humanitarian, such a genuine, helpful detail to this part of outreach, which and the definition, it's so much. I'm so excited. The definition of this term that I just learned at my age. I've never heard this before until I met you. Can you tell us a little bit about the title that you are working hard in the community, representing and supporting?
Yes. Okay, so the term is called period poverty, and it was coined about 2019 is when I think the term first popped up, and it was kind of this broad like umbrella to cover 3 different things underneath it. One of them is you cannot afford pads and tampons. You cannot afford the box that they sell at the store. The second term that it kind of covers is you do not have a clean place to do your business. That's a little bit trickier of a situation because you could have access to a bathroom, but not a clean place to do it. And then the third one was you don't have education on even what a period is, how it works, how your body is affected by it each month, how your body cycles out through that 29 to 30 days, you know, that you are going to have to live in your body. So the term period poverty covers all 3 of those things, and every woman kind of deals with either 1 or 2 of those at some point in their life, unless like they don't deal with any of those and they're just blessed and have everything they need.
It was amazing to learn about it, and I've been able to do a little bit of research and understand how much this affects not only the community, not only where we live, but America and global.
Yeah. So out of the, you know, over 300 million Americans that we have here in the United States, I think 16 to 15 million women here in the United States live below the poverty line. The poverty line right now is $15,000 or less. And then obviously that number fluctuates a lot. That means that each month a woman or a girl has to choose between food and tampons.
Amazing.
For 1 week each month. And that is a terrible number, but that number fluctuates quite a lot. So we throw out the, 15 million women are suffering with this, but obviously that number fluctuates dramatically because our lives don't stay the same. They change drastically on a regular basis. So that number does change, but within that number, there is a baseline that never changes. And that's usually homeless women or women who are really depending a lot on government help. And that's not wrong or anything. It just means that line doesn't
it's
move.
Affected more.
Yes,
okay.
it's moved. And so that number, it's hard to like completely wrap our heads around. I think you had given me the number 17 million women globally.
And that's without counting. Imagine in addition to the family. Imagine a family that grows with a new baby or, it's so much that impacts, as you say, it's so much that happens that can fluctuate those numbers. As an outreach, you did mention 2019. Are you being constant? Are you working towards this project since then?
So no, I started this, let me think, I think 4 years ago. I saw an ad somewhere that said, oh, like we need this, like socks, but also feminine products are really needed at homeless shelters. And I was like, really? That's a problem? And I was so floored because I've, thank God, never actually dealt with this particular problem. But because I see it out there, I was just like, that's something that needs to be helped. So then fast forward like years later, or maybe months later, I'm not entirely sure. Some friends of mine and I, all guys, we're going to go evangelize one day on the coldest day of the year. And we were like, we're going to go walk around. And I was thinking in the middle of the grocery store, I was like, to my best friend, I was like, girl, let's hand out pads and tampons.
Oh my God.
And she was like, what? I was like, no, let's do it. So we got enough products for like, I kid you not, maybe 20 packs of 7 tampons and 7 pads. And I'm sitting in this boy's house, like all these men live in this house together, and I'm sitting on their living room floor, like putting together pads and tampons. And now I look back and I'm like, what was I thinking?
But it's such a beautiful story to remember. And the fact that you're able to continue, this is beautiful. I was part of it since I met you. And I remember that we talked about this, maybe summer this year, about the period poverty. And the definition, it was so impacting. I've shared it with so many people, and they are like, no, I never heard of this.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's because it grew and developed, and I started doing it by myself, just on my own, and I would drop them off at Church on the Square here in Wilkes-Barre. And then after that, I just started developing more and more. And finally, I was like, I can't do this by myself anymore. This is really hard. And my girlfriends were like, Eden, why don't you ask the girls at your Bible study to help out with this every month? And I was like, no, they're not going to be interested in this. There's no way. And lo and behold, they were all like, oh yeah, we will totally do that.
That is beautiful.
And so at the end of every month, we would sit together. And after the Bible study, which ended at 9, so 9 p.m., I'm asking these girls to stay another half an hour. And it grew from 20 to 50 packs to 60 to 75 to 100.
As you mentioned the growth, how are you supporting this amazing cause? I mean, I know you can't do it on your own. How are people contributing to such a cause?
Nobody's contributing right now. Right now, the amount of money I'm giving is about $500 to $600 a month on this. And I was talking to my boyfriend actually yesterday. I was like, should I start like a nonprofit on this so that I can like build this?
I agree.
Because that money's just from me, and it would be so much easier to get people involved. But right now we're only giving out about a little over 100 every month. And I cover my church. I cover the women's homeless shelter here in Wilkes-Barre. And then hopefully one day I'll be victims resource.
Being in the eye of the need, are you seeing people, let's say word by mouth, they're coming through, faces that you never saw? Are you seeing an increase of the people in need, or it's mainly you're catering to the same people month after month?
Yeah, I'm kind of catering to the same people month after month. I had this kind of realization so long ago that a lot of ministry is kind of touch and go. So you kind of like, you come in, you do a good thing, and you leave. And that good thing impacts those people, and it's such a blessing, right? But I believed in consistent.
Of course.
And the thing is that like with especially menstruation and periods, they don't stop after one time. I can't come in and be like, here you go, and then leave.
It's years and years and years.
I know. So it's like, it kind of is just like a consistently, I'm going to drop this off for you every month. You do what you want with them, and I will see you again next month.
Wow, imagine the locations.
Consistent is more beneficial rather than the touch and go. Not that touch and go can't work, but when you are constantly dealing with something like anywhere from hunger to socks to periods, those things kind of need to be needed every single month. So it's just like, I was like, no, I'm going to like hone in on this, and I'm going to, yes, serve less people, but I'm going to make sure those people get consistency every month.
Imagine the dependent, they're becoming so dependent on this amazing help. It'll be traumatizing to one month see you and not see you the next month. This is beautiful, Eden, and I wish and I cheer and I root for the growth. Do you see yourself? You did mention the hopes and the work for this outreach to be more of a organization. Do you see yourself expanding, maybe global?
Oh gosh, I so wish I could do global and help every woman who's dealing with this. I don't think we'll ever be able to get to that point, because the resources to pack these little pads, which I've been told is the easiest thing to just pack out, like hand out a Ziploc bag full of 7 tampons and 7 pads. That is like, people are like, oh, thank God, this is great. This is exactly what I need for this month, right? The resources and the manpower that go into that is so vast already, just with the 100. I can't even fathom like thousands of packs, but
it takes a dream and a heart. It takes a dream.
The cool thing though is that America isn't great with menstruation. Like, we are kind of like, it exists, but can you do that over there? Like, we're okay with it, but like, don't talk about it. And other cultures, have such more positive views towards menstruation, towards woman, towards childbirth, towards becoming a woman. It was other cultures that made me comfortable with mine.
Wow.
Like, I remember when I was 14, I was so embarrassed. I was like, this is so sad and embarrassing. I don't like this at all. And
It's too funny. I would buy my monthly pads and I would go without a bag and people would look at me, what are you doing? Sharing to the public?
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's open, it's a reality. And Eden is beautiful that you are taking part of such a strong message.
Yeah.
Can we share any contact information if anyone would like to reach you?
Yeah.
Have any questions?
So one of my goals is I do think we are going to look into, I can't promise anything right now, but I am going to look into starting a nonprofit, because my biggest goal, my dream goal these days is I would love to do 1,000 packs in each month, not just like once a year, but each month. And then I would cover every woman's homeless shelter in a 150-mile radius. So just one day a month, I would just pack up my truck and me and my family would just go out and we would hit all these homeless shelters.
I would see myself volunteering. That's beautiful.
I would be so excited for that.
That is beautiful.
But that costs about $5,000 a month. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to have to work on that. We're going to have to build up. But I think I am going to need to start a nonprofit and find people who can give $20, $50, $100 a month. And then hopefully we can start building that more consistently on a broader scale.
And you know what? This space, NOSOTROS.LIFE, is for this, touching subjects that people sometimes don't know a definition, don't know how to go about. And hopefully we are able to create some supporting for you.
What is awesome.
That would be excellent. And I am rooting for that. What is a good contact information for you?
So I think I'd be comfortable giving out my email.
Okay.
My phone number is just like so touch and go, because it's like I'm always driving and that's my job and I love my job. But it's just like email. I'm checking that like 3 or 4 times a day.
Okay.
So that would probably be the best way to get a hold of me. And it's Eden Stahr, STAHR. So Eden Stahr @hotmail.com.
Perfect. And we'll add that in the clip for anyone who might have any questions into guidance and hopefully also support.
Yeah. And also, if this is something that you are passionate about and you're like, oh, that's cool, but I don't have an organization yet. Every city has some woman who's crazy and is willing to help you find.
Not like you.
Who's willing to help you kind of guide in a way of like, oh, if you want to help with this, go find somebody in your city. I might only ever get to take care of Wilkes-Barre and Scranton.
Wow.
But there's people in New York City. There's people down in Chicago. There's people in San Diego and
I'm pretty
San
sure
Francisco,
New Jersey. I'm from Jersey.
Everywhere. There's somebody everywhere who's willing to take care of this. So if I don't have the ability to help you find people in your area, go look, search it. These people are out there. They are willing to help you find people to give this to. Women are in such a need for it. So please don't be shy about it. Look this up and find someone in your area.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Eden, again, for being part of this beautiful story. And I wish you so much luck with this project and
so
all your ambition. Thank you so much.